So, remember I told you it was too stinking big.
Yep.
You probably need something around a 64 to a 66 main jet, maybe a 68 on the outside. We have an 81.
Can I put an S&S jet in there?
Do you realize that that's probably about 40% more fuel volume?
Yeah.
By going from a 60-something hole to an 81?
Yeah.
It might be as much as 50% more fuel volume.
So can I just put any jet in there, or does it have to be a linkert specific jet?
Well, you can plug the hole up completely, like I told you to do with that little jet we had, remember? Remember that little plug we had?
I have it. It's
that goes right there?
Yeah.
Then you have this nice hole right here that's adjustable.
Oh.
Because remember, we still have another hole over here to feed through.
That actually does something.
Now you had this out 5 turns. Now how big's the hole is that?
That's very tiny.
That's probably about an 1/8 inch hole.
Yeah.
Real tiny. So you had that thing so aggressively rich, it's ridiculous.
But my question is, like, would you be able to play with it instead of plugging it? Where you can
weld this thing up to where it's whatever you want this needle to be
and then just drill different size drills.
You can make this down to like a 40-thou hole.
Yeah.
And you put the rest of it on the needle, which means you're only going to come out probably about half a turn, maybe 3/4 of a turn.
Jeez.
So half, 3/4 be about all you're going to be on it because you don't need much flow. See, as you're opening that up, you're getting flow. See, it's adjustable. Or you can plug it all the way up and you can be more adjustable. You'll be made up more like this size.
So the more it's plugged up, the more adjustable you have with your needle.
If you plug up this hole, you have to feed through that hole.
Because I noticed while I'd be riding down the road, I would play with that needle, the power.
Plug it all the way down and it'll still be too fat.
Yeah, it would. I would notice almost no change.
That's because it's making it going from excessively rich to extremely rich.
Yeah, it was really like, huh, maybe that needle doesn't do anything. I'll just leave it where it is.
You can do the same thing by flipping the choke on a little bit too while you're riding. Like that, and cut the airflow off and try riding down the road like that. It has about the same effect.
It ran better like that, actually.
So, I will put the plug in the side where it belongs.
Okay.
And you had a plug I gave you already.
Yeah, it's at home.
You won't put it in the carburetor.
And I will put it in there. I just haven't ridden the bike, so it's not in there.
You're going to put that in the carburetor. Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it in there.
Yeah, you think I should plug up the idle circuit over here so it'll get vacuum through it.
Wasn't it plugged up before?
Well, I could put the plug inside over here and plug up the fuel.
I don't know enough about this carburetor to say.
Well, maybe we should plug up the hole that's a leak over here, so the vacuum will have vacuum.
Yeah.
That's what that is, plugs up the vacuum. That way it has to suck through the slot right here.
Mm-hmm.
So now the idle circuit sucks through this hole, goes down through here, goes past this jet right here, and it pulls out a fuel well that's in here. That's how that works.
All right.
That's what this needle does. It plugs up the hole down there.
It's an important job.
Now, at a higher RPM, this one will start sucking on this because this can only suck so much fuel through that slot.
Yeah, so the vacuum just uses the other
then
one.
It has to start sucking through this one over here.
Uh-huh.
And it goes through that emulsion tube in there to help mix it, which gives you an air-fuel mixture going into your carburetor. And it sucks up through that big-ass hole right there in the center of the carburetor, that tube sticking up.
Yep.
That's where the fuel comes out.
Uh-huh.
And it makes a big spray mess. Then it goes into your motor and goes boom inside the motor for some reason. I don't know why they want to go explosions in there, but they have explosions happening inside that motor.
It's pretty scary.
And it's pretty dangerous too. It's flammable and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, and it's right underneath your butt.
It's right between your legs, yes, I know. Some people like that. Okay, so that goes there. You can go ahead and put all this back together.
Okay.
Remember how you did that?
Yes.
You thought this gasket was used now?
I think that I might need a new one.
Why?
It just seems to be
Seems to be
leaking.
Vintage. You said it didn't leak.
Well, it has a residue of wetness.
It has wetness.
Yes. And also, I probably have no
What about
miles.
that crack right there.
Yeah, I have like 0 miles on it, and it's already.
So it's only cracked most of the way through.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't like this one no more?
No.
Right,
I don't think I could.
Do you got another one?
I'm sure I could come up with one somewhere.
Somewhere?
Yeah.
Do I have any?
I don't know.
Get some of those.
I got those.
Got a bunch of them. I don't see no white ones down there.
Oh, darn. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to make one.
Yep. Got some fuel resistant material. I'm sure you got some of that laying around.
Yeah, like a large diameter fuel hose that I cut down the middle and
That won't make up a gasket.
pop a washer out of it. You don't think so?
Nope, that'll be called a piece of rubber. And that will affect your float level too by a lot.
Oh yeah, because that stuff is thick. What about gasket paper? I have that.
Gasket paper's a good start. That'd be a lot better than a rubber hose would be.
Alright, I can give that a try.
Or we can go and grab one of these original Harley ones I got left over.
What is that made out of? More paper?
It's made out of whatever they used in Harley Davidson's back in the day. What you want is a phenolic washer material.
Phenolic?
Phenolic. Some kind of a engineered paper that doesn't bleed.
English?
It doesn't come apart. I usually have the float ball out of here to do this. It's easier. You're doing it the hard way here. It's really, really hard to do it this way because it's not the correct way.
I can assemble all that myself.
Let's see, I'm good, so I can do it the hard way.
Yeah, you did that in one try.
No, it took 2 tries. I saw it wasn't working the first time, so the second time I did it correctly.
It would have taken me like 5 tries, probably.
Probably got experience on doing this stuff. No, that's enough torque, you don't need to break it off.
No, I stripped one of those once already.
Notice the float level's at a different height now.
Oh yeah, because we got a different gasket. Isn't there a line in there still from the previous adjustment?
I don't know, it's supposed to be a 1/4 inch, and we're not no 1/4 inch.
But the line is at a 1/4 inch.
No, the line is about 3/8 of an inch.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's right, it was off.
See, here's a 1/4 inch right here. And you're at almost 3/8 of an inch. See, a 1/4 inch is right there.
So that would starve it for fuel too, huh?
Slightly. It also leans out the intermediate circuit.
So that means when you're like getting on it, it's not going to have enough gas, and that's probably why I felt like my bowl was not filling up enough.
There I'm like 5/16, but that's a good number to use.
I would have to like let off the throttle.
You know, you make sure it doesn't rub by pushing on it. If it does, you pull it one way or the other.
Yeah.
See, it's got to work free all directions. Now this does not affect float level.
Why?
Because you're not changing the float height relative to how it works.
Oh.
But what you are changing is the fuel level by putting that in there, and that will affect your intermediate circuit on the main jet. So the more you make this down, the further it pulls the motion tube out of the fuel, the more air you get, less fuel you get, it will lean out the intermediate circuit.
Do you think Harley took that into account when they made a gasket?
At some point, a linkert probably came up with an idea about that, yeah, but Harley Davidson, no, they're too stupid.
Oh, Harley didn't make the carburetors? That was someone else?
No, they were made by Linkert.
Oh, I didn't know that was its own company.
Well, that's why it has Linkert Manufacturing out of Minneapolis written on the side of the carburetor.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know if Harley owned them or something.
See, it says made in USA. The
USA?
other carburetor bodies have made in Minneapolis in there. Depends on what year the carburetor is.
What year do you think that carb is?
Later. m74b.
Oh,
Here's a
so
washer.
there was an M74A?
I've never seen an A, but there was an M74.
Oh, is that a
Straight.
different carburetor?
And then they had a whole bunch of other numbers before that. And they made a bunch of changes nobody knows about, too. Okay, I left this out because I know you're going to put it back in there. That's why I left it out.
Oh yeah, that's the main jet.
So if it runs like pure crap, you're going to know why, because it's got no jet in it.
Even bigger. It's like a 150 thou jet now.
We do need to put the spring in there. Don't put the rusty side against the needle. Put it against the bottom down here, because it matches.
Yep.
There you go. So you're going to find the screw or the plug that you got at home.
I have it at home.
That you didn't bring.
I forgot it. I was like
you
already
got the
here.
gasket for there? You're going to need a gasket?
I do. It's a very nice gasket.
Is it the one that we took off that we just remachined everything?
It's not a paper gasket. It's one of those like synthetic material ones.
Synthetic material.
You said it was a special one because you don't have those anymore.
Okay, so I never had synthetic ones.
Well, it's like got some kind of film over it. It's like kind of rubbery.
Rubbery.
Mm-hmm.
Now you had this hooked over here for some reason.
I did.
Doing stupid stuff.
Why is that stupid? It works. Well, you know what? I can put it on this bolt hole now because I ain't gonna run the horn anymore.
There we go.
Oh, darn it, it's on there now. Well, I guess that's where it's gonna stay.
So, you need to hook up your throttle mechanism.
Hey, I got an idea. Maybe I could put my cable through the hole.
What they do aftermarket is they have a bracket that comes off up here on the top motor mount, 90 degrees, and sticks out about this far.
Yeah.
And it's got a cable on the end that you're supposed to hook to that.
That would be awesome if I had one of those.
Well, they sell a kit that comes with that.
Right on.
That they make out of aluminum that just buckles up as you pull on it because it's so weak.
So I could just make one of those.
So you make it
better.
You make it out of a piece of steel like they used to in the old days.
Yeah. Just drill a big hole, screw it right in where your motor mount goes.
Comes off the 90-degree bolt, sticks way out here.
Yeah. How long is it?
And then it has a darn little clamp on there that holds the cable.
Oh, so I make it like this long, or
It's
longer?
Probably about 5 inches long.
Okay. Basically the same idea as this, except it goes from this side.
I used to have a few of them floating around here. Now this is a vortex piece here. So if you're going to run an open carburetor,
Oh yeah.
you put that on there and it flows a lot more air because see it's a velocity stack.
Yeah, a little baby.
It's a very short one, but it does help a lot on the airflow coming in.
That's a pretty cool little gadget.
So that's what you put on there if you're going to leave it open.
Mm.
My suggestion is to go buy an actual replacement style filter that looks correct
Yeah,
and put it on the bike.
Let's do that.
But if you want to run it open, you can.
Well, I'll have to until I get a nice filter.
Now, if you're going to run this piece of crap on there, if you run it forward, it's going to really screw up the airflow. So if you put it to the back, it doesn't really hurt too much. If you run it straight down, it doesn't really hurt too much either, and it's probably the safest way. And then if you run it up like that, like morons do,
Catch all your garbage.
then every low-flying pigeon that comes by will shit in the hole. And dumbass up here will drool into it, and it'll suck into the motor.
Mm-hmm.
So only morons do that one. So racing, we go forward, because we want pressurized airstream. But the carburetor has to be...
Able to take it, huh?
The air pressure inside of here needs to be connected into the hole in the carburetor over here. Right here. So you have to put a hose between here and the inside of the velocity stack so the pressures are equal. You also have to pressurize your fuel tank so the fuel tank pressure is equal, otherwise you'll starve your fuel system. So if you don't do all that pressurization stuff, don't put that forward. It will lean out big time at high speed if it works. Now if it doesn't work, it won't do a damn thing. That's why on most of the carburetors you see that have these on them, they have a big hole in the backside so the air's blow straight through. And that way it doesn't pressurize the carburetor, make it run like crap on high gear and burn out your motor. But if you actually want it to work, you have to do all these other things. Which most people don't seem to realize.
Well, we'll leave it off
So,
for now then.
If it goes down like that, it's the best way.
Nah, we'll just leave it off there.
That way nothing really gets into it, that it's not just air, because it kind of separates rocks and dirt, it kind of blows straight through. Sand will still suck up in there pretty good, definitely dust will.
I think I'll put a real filter on it.
If you run bell-bottom pants, your pants will suck up into it too.
No, I don't wear pants.
Good. Then you have to worry about your balls being sucked into it. It'll be fine. So, there you go. That's how you do all that. So why did this not work?
I think because of this and because of this. And
Number
probably,
one.
Yeah. And maybe because of my
Number two is all the jets are super rich.
leakage and the jetting.
That probably wasn't leaking there.
Well, you know, I probably just had about 5 or 6 issues.
You might have some big leaks on those. Though.
I could have. That's, yep.
Yeah.
I probably had a bunch of little issues going on.
Going down the road, that would definitely be affecting about 55, 60 mile an hour on up. That would start affecting
It
things.
sure did. I was really bogging at about 55.
Yeah, that'll start screwing around things pretty good.
I couldn't really use my fourth gear like I wanted to.
So, well, now you got a working 4-speed, yeah. Okay, so there you go. He's going to work on the jetting a little bit there for the main, and other than that, it should be runnable. So, there you go. Quickie.